Hi everybody, how are you? Welcome to Educational Channel. In this lesson we are going to talk about how to speak politely as a native speaker. Before we start speaking, I'd love you guys to go below and subscribe. I'll be happy for that. And share the video among anybody who cares about English so much. And we will go ahead now. We will start speaking about polite request as a subject with I. See, I has three modal verbs which are may, can, and could. Now let me guys start explaining the first two things which are may and could. For example, may I borrow your pen please, or could I borrow your pen please? Those are the same. See, could I and may I are used to request permission, and they are equal polite, But here is one more thing, which is could. Could has just meaning in the future and in the present, but may is something else. It has a meaning in the past, and also it has a meaning in the future and in the present. This is for may and could. Now let us talk about the third one, which is can. Can is usually used like informal. See? It's informal, especially when the speaker is talking to someone he or she knows fairly well. We can just use can. For example, can I borrow your pen? If you know someone fairly well, you can use can. And also the typical response as usual. For example, sure, certainly, of course, yes, and whatever. This is all about request, polite. Let's go and talk about the second part, which is polite request with you as the subject. See, with you there are four modal verbs which are can and could, and will and would. Now guys, let me start speaking about the first two things, which are could and will. See, will and could, they are the same, but the meaning of would you and will you in polite request are the same, but could you is more common and it's more formal than well. See, for example, could you pass the salt please, or will you pass the salt please? See, well, you can use it with someone. As I told you first, you know someone fairly well, it's okay. With your friend, with anybody you know fairly well, you can just use well. And now let's move to talk about the second one, which is could. See, could are the same with the with would. For example, could you and would you are the same. They're the same in a way of in the degree of politeness. For example, could you pass the salt please? They are the same with would you pass the salt please. They are the same. They are equal. They are in the same degree of politeness. And now let's talk about the last one, which is can. Can, as usual, it's informal. We can use it also with someone you know, someone is close to you. You can also use it with. For example, can you pass the salt? For example, your friend, your a little brother, whatever, ask him, can you pass the salt please? If you want to make it a little bit formal, you can add just please with it. Okay, this is all about polite request with you as the subject. And now guys, let's move to talk about the third part, which is would you mind. See, would you mind has two ways. For example, if you want to ask for permission, there is a way, and if you want to ask someone to do something, also there is another way. Let us first start speaking about how to take a permission. See, when you want to take a permission, or you want to ask for permission from a person higher than you, you have a way, which is would you mind. Would you mind plus if plus I plus symbol bus. For example, would you mind if I closed the window? See here, would you mind if I close the window means, is it alright if I close the window? This is the meaning of would you mind if I close the window? See, would you mind Would you mind if I closed the window? Would you mind if I plus past simple? This is a rule. But there is a one condition. If you want to talk to someone, as I told you first, with someone you know fairly well, is a close friend, it's okay if you said, would you mind if I close the window? Use the first, form for the verb, which is close, not close the past, the past one. And the answer will be, you know how to answer this. For example, if you want to let that person to close the window, you would say, no, not of course not, no, or not at all, or certainly not. But if you said yes, it's alright. If you said yes, it's alright, that means you do want him to close the window. And now let's move to talk about the second way, which is when you ask someone to do something. When you ask someone to do something, which is would you mind plus a gerund, verb gerund. If you want to ask someone to do something, also there is a specific way. For example, would you mind, and then plus verb gerund. For example, excuse me, would you mind closing the window? That means you want him to close the window, and it's gonna be alright for you, or maybe it's going to be not alright for him. Okay, and the answer would be the same as I told you first. If someone said yes, I would mind, that means he doesn't want someone to close the window. Okay, but if he said sure not, sure, this is informal, you know what, it's informal. Or okay, this is also informal, typical response. Okay, but if you want to respond in a very model, very high level formal, you could use, or you would use certainly yes, or of course certainly not, or of course not, or not at all, and so on. And here we have a specific one. For example, if I said, excuse me, would you mind if you passed the salt? And you would say, for example, you cannot reach that one, and you cannot reach that salt. You could say, I would like to, but I cannot reach it. See here? That means you are giving a negative response, but in a very, very polite way. This is the only thing that I'd love to mention at the end. And see, this is all about our video, and I hope you understand a little bit. And please, if you found this video helpful, you could just tell me by giving me a thumbs up, and I'll be happy for that. See, one more thing, if you also like this video, go below and subscribe, or just move it around, share it among anybody. That's it, that's what I want you to do. This lesson and this lesson, I covered with you 3 types of polite requests, which are, you are mostly seeing them incorrect. And thank you for watching.